All. This is Dr. Mobeen Sayed. Welcome to one more show. So, we'll have a regular talk today at 6 o'clock. However, I wanted to do this talk before to share with you some paintings that Vicki McMurray, she did that for me on the request of a cool bean named Jean. I'm intentionally not telling the last name of Jean. And secondly, I want to show you some of the art books that I have of her, Vicky's, and her teachers and others. So let's start with the paintings that she sent me. So I think what happened was that a few days ago, um, I had mentioned that how much I love Vicky's work. And I actually, for about 10 years now, I keep trying to paint in that style or to paint like she does. And I have always failed. I'll show you some of the latest paintings where I try to study her paintings. And I think there is somewhat of a success. But it just tells you that how fascinated I am by her work. So this is another. Do you see how expressive her paintings are? And the brush strokes and the thick paint that she uses, and still there is no so you don't get stuck on one part of the painting or another because of the brush strokes. You still have a beautiful painting to observe. And then the third one, these paintings are still not mounted because I'm still thinking that, look at this one, how beautiful it is. So these are still not mounted because I'm thinking that should these all three be mounted together? And can you see here on the side here? This is her signature. This is Vicki painted these. These are her original paintings. And so they're not mounted yet because the question is, should I mount them all together in a horizontal strip or all together in a vertical strip or separately? So that is a decision that we are still going through. And the background to these paintings is that I had mentioned that I love Vicky's work and I keep trying to copy her work. And Jean reached out to Vicky and mentioned the my fondness of her work. And Vicky was kind enough, generous enough that she painted these new paintings and then sent them over to me. So, of course, a lot of thanks to Jean and a lot of thanks to Vicky. And this is the first time ever, actually, I have an original. And then I have an original or three original of my favorite artist. So these are beautiful colors. I am very careful handling them. So I love this one. Look at the colors. And you would see in Vicky's work that her colors are actually very, very bold. And still she manages to produce these beautiful landscapes. I sometimes pray that I can paint a single tree like her. So let me, before I show you her paintings, her books, let me show you my attempts at trying to paint like her. So you'll actually enjoy it. So this is one of her paintings. It is called Golden Glints. I believe it is in her book, which I'll show you. And here is my attempt at this painting. So if you can notice, her painting is, her colors are more towards colder side, and then this area kind of glows. My colors are generally glowing. So so her control of colors and brush strokes and these distant trees, if you see, my trees are much more dark, and as a result they look more closer. And look at so these are Vicky's trees, and they actually look farther away. They actually look like from near going far. And so, of course, that mastery that she has is amazing, and that's what attracts me to her work. Then here is another painting. This is also her painting, which I tried to study, and I loved this little. She does this. She puts those little strokes of color, which just change the whole persona. And give me 1 second. I think Kyrie wants to come in. 1 second, please. Okay, so Kyrie is here, and you will see her tail now moving about. So, now that Jean is here, I can probably disclose. Jean, is it okay to disclose that it is you who did this? So this is another painting. So I'll wait for Jean to say yes, and then I'll disclose. All right. So this is another painting that I did, which is actually an attempt to paint like her. And then in the past, I have done paintings which they're not even worth sharing because they just look like hairballs of the trees. It just, these are weird. I've been trying to paint like her for 10 years. And now with that, I want to show you some of her work and her books. So if I go here, so this is ArmstrongEstateSales.com. In here, you can actually find her paintings at many places. This is one of her, some biography. Vicki McMurray studied art at the University of Houston and under masters such as Scott Christensen, Kevin McPherson, Ovanes Barbarian, and Ted Goshner. So look at this artwork. Check this out. Do you see how colorful her work is and still how harmonious is? And then she has these few strokes that just are the main character of the painting. So look at this paint, how muted all over, and then all of a sudden you see these few strokes here. Look at this one. Humble beginning, sold for $6,500. Look at this. So her work. I love this painting of hers. I think it's in her book as well. And as you can tell, this is another. And Kyrie is just going crazy to sit in my lap. So this is some of her work. Now let me show you her books. So here, this is her book, Mastering Color. The Essentials of Color is illustrated with oils. And if you see inside, every page it's a treat. Every single page has a different color that she has looked at and discussed how to paint it and how does the painting look with that color scheme. And it's beautiful. And here, this is her teacher, Kevin McPherson. And so this is oil paintings with light and color. And Kevin McPherson's work is amazing. So if I open, if Kyrie can leave me alone, so if I can open some of his pages in this book, his work is beautiful as well, Kevin's. Kevin has a course. So he has a technique called Magic Grid. And I have bought that course. It's a beautiful technique. Of course. So this cupboard over here, this one is actually all art books. So I have tons of art books, but these are just some that I thought I'll share. So this is the Creative Illustrations by Andrew Loomis, one of the gods of the art books. Beautiful book. I actually don't deserve all these books. I'm a I'm not a very good artist, but I just love art and the teaching of it. So here is another book, The Oil Painting Course You've Always Wanted by Kathleen. This book I think I have for 20 years, and I have been off and on using this to paint. Then this is another very good master, Ian Roberts. So Ian Roberts, I am actually taking classes from Ian Roberts right now. And if I can show you, I think he does this few courses. For example, this is the homework Ian Roberts had given. And so I've been working on that homework. Then this is also a beautiful book, Art Fundamentals. And you may remember this painting. I had tried to make a study of this painting. And then, if I can very quickly show you some more books that I have, you could then say that, hey, man, you have so many books and you have so little art. So I just learn a lot, and hopefully now I'm practicing as well. So here are some more books. This is also by Kevin McPherson. That is, he is the teacher. If I go to the cover, can I go to the cover page? Cover page. This is the Landscape Painting Inside and Out. This is also by Kevin McPherson, who is Vicky's teacher. Then this is also good. Oil Painting, or How to Oil Paint. It has a beautiful set of oil paint and color mixing. Then if you see figure drawing, animal drawing, facial expressions, animation, and so on. So these are, I love this one as well, figure drawing, this one. This is also, I believe, Andrew Loomis's book. So if I can, so one quick second. This is the cover, Figure Drawing for All It's Worth by Andrew Loomis. So I have two of Andrew Loomis's book, who is amazing, and these are classics by him. So so Ruby says, first let me see if Jean responded. So Jean said certainly. So here is Jean. Jean is the one who wrote to Vicky and then expressed my fondness of her work. And then Vicky was kind enough and generous enough, after speaking with Jean, to gift me these paintings. As you can tell, I am just so excited about them. So Jean, thank you very much for this gift. I cannot imagine I can actually hold Vicky's original paintings, and these are actually painted for me. That's an honor. And so thank you very much, Jean. You made it happen. I could have never actually thought that this can happen. Now, one last thing, then we close, and then I'll come back at 6 o'clock. I'll start another live and we'll do our regular lecture. One more thing, and that is actually, this is it. So I've shown you the books. I've shown you my Kindle. This cupboard is also full with the art books. I've shown you my homework, but the most important thing is Vicky's paintings. So John says, and I was going to ask you. So John says you should frame them separately. So I was thinking of that, frame them separately so I can arrange them the way I would like. Um, so what do you think? So John says separately. Do you think one horizontal strip or one vertical? I was actually thinking of removing all these books and have her paintings in a horizontal strip and put that in on the back. So tell me, how do you think we should um, frame them and put them up? Ruby says, Dr. Such nice gifts. You're wearing just a t-shirt. Aren't you cold? So no, I'm not cold. I'm in California. These are two big studio lights that are, quite warm as well. So I'm good. Um, it is actually quite warm outside today. Lisbeth says, you inspire me to be more creative. Please do. I have discussed this in the past as well. Creativity actually causes our brain cells to fire because we struggle and we try to learn, and which causes our reticular activating system to become more activated, which causes the brain cells to be more activated, which causes the turnover of the hippocampal cells for better memory and cognition to be done. This also causes the brain cells to make more nutrition and fire more and work more, which is a good thing. Then another very important thing is that when brain is alert, brain is connected to our body, especially the motor system. So if you notice, we have a basal tone in our body. Right now, you are sitting or standing or lying down, you have a posture. And you don't even know that your body is maintaining that posture. And to maintain that posture, various muscles are contracted and relaxed in various states to produce that posture and to maintain it. So as the brain activity increases, brain would send more motor impulses to the muscles as well, which increases the muscle tone, which improves the health of the muscle because of a better muscular tone to them. So muscles say, all right, fine, I need to have more nutrition, I need to work better, I need to stay strong, and so on. So artwork, music, other expressions are actually very healthy for our brain and our body. And of course, if you relax, then our immune system works better. And if you ask me why, is this just a cliche that immune system becomes better? No. So here's what happens. And I have done this study from Japan where they had sent people out to forest versus city and asked them to relax. So what happens is we're always producing some levels of adrenalines, noradrenaline, steroid hormones, and these are helping us to combat various stresses, which may be just happy stresses that we are exercising versus sad stresses or challenging stresses, but stresses. So when you relax, your production of steroids and noradrenaline and adrenaline, that reduces. And the important thing is this, that when these stress hormones are produced, these stress hormones are probably designed in our body for millions of years. And the behavior of our body is under the control of the stress hormones to preserve glucose and give it to two type of tissues, brain and muscles. It seems like our body is kind of prepared to run and to think fast under stress. As a result of that, body preserves glucose consumption in all other tissues, and one of the important organ is immune system. Sometimes medical students laugh that I call it an organ because these are widespread cells everywhere. Immune system is actually an organ. So when you relax, that reduces stress hormones, that allows the glucose to enter the immune system cells more easily and more freely, which allows the immune system cells to work better, which allows them to handle cancers better, which allows them to handle infections better, which allows them to handle the body's environment better. So this is why staying less stressful. And nowadays, with this pandemic, and then the financial outcomes, and the vaccine and not vaccine, and the politics and the attacks on each other, and the disappointment with our healthcare agency, there are so many reasons. I was reading a study that in last year, I believe, the suicide, the disappointment and suicidal thoughts in young teenage girls have gone up. I believe I'm saying off the top of my head, so I may be wrong, from 24% of the teenager girls thinking that to 39%. And so our environment is nowadays, and we've been grinding through this environment for 3 years. So anything that can help you relax, anything that can help you be happy would help you be more healthy as well. So sorry to quickly get into this with this lecture as well. So my apologies. I'm going to now hang up and then start another live, which we would do a normal discussion of some COVID related, vaccine related topics today. So thank you very much. See you soon. And please like, subscribe, and share.